Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Empower Hour. Happy to see all your beautiful, bright faces. Could I ask Christelle, would you be able to open us in prayer this evening?
Sure. Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for this amazing opportunity for so many of us to meet together this evening, especially to hear from our elders, our older brother, and I pray please that we can really invite you into this meeting and to be able to connect with what's flowing as a whole, and just want to be able to connect ourselves to you and to what's going on. So I really thank you again, and I'd just like to offer this in our names. In my name, Christelle Carlson, wife of Joshua Carlson. Senator Bless family, I want to Cheon Il Guk. Jew.
Jew. Thank you, Christelle. Yeah, so I'm really excited about tonight's call. I don't know about you guys, but there is just so much going on in the Providence right now, and it's really hard to stay up to date and feel like you understand what's happening. And I'm so grateful that Dr. Kim and Reverend Dunkley are making time for us tonight. I know each time I spend time with them to hear from them, I feel so much closer to True Mother and the Providence, and I also feel so much clearer about the areas that I'm working in. So it's really such a blessing that they are giving some of their time tonight. Before we hear from them, we're going to start off with some hundake, so I'll let Cheon Il give us the hundake this evening.
All right, thank you, Kaylee. Let me pull it up. Yes, nice to see everyone, and yeah, thank you, Reverend Dunkley, Dr. Kim, for joining us. So before jumping into the words, I don't know how much everyone has been able to stay up to date. I know for me, like some of these broadcasts are like 1 a.m., 11 p.m. gets pushed back to 1 a.m. You know, things are really late, but yeah, I just want to fly through a couple of the highlights that I've heard about from True Mother's tour. You know that she's on her 40-day world tour. This is just a couple pictures, but the first stop was in Cambodia. This is her with the Prime Minister of Cambodia, who not only invited her, but co-sponsored the entire events that were happening in Cambodia. By the way, all this stuff I found out by going to the Family Fed website. This Reverend Dr. Yoon has been sharing letters, basically keeping up to date on, you know, what the updates, you know, what True Mother has been doing, and his thoughts and reflections. So she was in Cambodia, she was in Taiwan, where they established the Chinese People's Federation for World Peace. She met with the former vice president of Taiwan. And then just recently she was in Niger, which is a Central African country, Muslim country. This picture to our right, her left, that's the president of the nation, and on the other side is the prime minister of the nation. And it's just so, I don't know, I was blown away that this UPF summit was co-hosted not only by the nation, but by these African unions. So it really was a continental level summit, and True Mother's being received and welcomed at the highest levels of nations. And it's just honestly like kind of mind-blowing for me to realize what's going on. So anyways, I'm going to share, these are some words from Mother from this continental summit. I believe this is her speaking to the government leaders, the parliamentarians, the tribal leaders, really, you know, the leaders of the African nations. To find and have all of humanity, who are about 7.6 billion in total, become Heavenly Parent's children is actually no simple matter at all. I am already looking into into my 80s, and there's a limit to how much can be done during our lives on earth. However, as God's only begotten daughter and as the mother of this universe, I go wherever I'm needed. At the final stage, when we must see the completion of the providence, the only way to solve altogether the different conflicts we see today, including the religious, ideological, and racial conflicts, is through the emergence of the parents in front of humanity. If the 200 or more countries worldwide can inherit the parents' tradition as sibling nations, then the world will become the kingdom of heaven on earth that Heavenly Parent and humanity have so longed for. In order to do so, just as our Creator created one man and woman as the human ancestors, the men and women of this fallen world must be able to be reborn as couples through the true parents. This is the way to becoming children of Heavenly Parent. Only when the dream of one big family under Heavenly Parent becomes true, can true peace come about. There can be no more conflicts and wars among children attending Heavenly Parent. And for me, what I really found moving from these words was, I feel that True Mother is really sharing her heart and her, her motivation, what pushes her, what keeps her going in this world tour, which for any of us, it would be taxing, it would be exhausting, and especially for her and, in her age. But she keeps going because she feels so strongly that, as the mother, in order to make all human, to really care for all humanity as her children, she has no choice but to keep going as God's only begotten daughter. And it's just, it's inspiring to hear, to know what's going on, but really to know True Mother's heart that drives her to go on this world tour is just incredible.
Awesome, Jenny. Thank you so much. Yeah, the letters that Jinil mentioned have been really helpful for me too. They're written from this right-hand man of True Mother who's going through all of these experiences, and to hear this first account of what's happening and the inside scoop, the backstory of what's happening, even the challenges that are happening. It's really helpful to bring all of these amazing programs that are happening and bring it down to earth so that I feel like I can really relate to it. So great. Yeah, Jenny put the link in the Zoom chat. If you haven't already seen these, it's definitely a fantastic resource that I hope everybody can utilize to feel connected to what's happening. So even though tonight Dr. Kim and Reverend Dunkley are in the middle of a mobilization meeting, because nothing ever stops for these really busy, amazing leaders we have, they are making time for us tonight, and I'm so grateful for them. So first we're going to hear from Dr. Kim, and I'm so grateful. Dr. Kim is such a dedicated person, and each time I hear from him, I feel so much hope for what we have to offer. This mantra that I've been hearing him speak about is how, it can be scary for me as a young person to figure out how I feel a part of the providence. But what he says is the most important thing we can do is to show up and let God work. And there's so much encouragement for our young leadership to step up at this time and to try new things and take steps in new directions. So I just want to thank Dr. Kim for that, and let's unmute his mic. Let's unmute all of ourselves and welcome Dr. Kim. Thank you, Dr. Kim.
Yay!
Hey, Dr. Kim.
So Dr. Kim, we'd love to hear from you at this time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kelly, and your wonderful leaderships, and thank you, our President, Damian Dunkley, and thank you, Jinil, for your short, brief report about the True Mothers World Tour. As you heard about these True Mothers, 40 days for cosmic condition until December 28th is our last day. True Mothers 40 days condition. So I really wish all worldwide family members with best condition let us participate with True Mother, even though we are now physically not our same place. spiritually, we support the True Mother, and we will be in 40 days condition with True Mother as well. True Mother's commitment always, when I express about how True Mother going around and around again and again, and never stops. And this is True Mother's commitment. So when we have our own commitment centering on true parents and heavenly parents for the sake of our kingdom of heaven, we call Cheon Il Guk, and always we got the spiritual great and strong power. We can move on. So I really admire how much even True Mother's age 77 still going and going because of this commitment as your only begotten daughter and as a mother of peace. This is really inspiring all our community, not only us, but even True Mother went to Niger. This is a Muslim country, and she gave all kinds of blessings for religious leaders and political leaders, and like us, young leaderships as well. And this is the True Mother's commitment. True Mother said, even one righteous person waiting any place around the world, I will be there. So this is her first commitment before she started this 40 days cosmic conditions. So let us inherit her spirit and let us go and bring people to God's side back for the sake of Cheon Il Guk. So once again, thank you so much. You are ongoing this YAM and YCLC and all our future leaderships, and you are leading our movement today, not only for the sake of the future. So once again, thank you so much. And, I just left the New Jersey Clinton Center, and then around 100 people gathered together, even this heavy snowy day today here. But they show up and they share their inspiration. And many churches, even before they locked the door, and this pastor saying to our family members, oh, I see you last night in my dream, and thank you for coming to my church, and please come front row and please share about your inspiration why you came to my church today. So many things happening. So when we show up our commitment, God will show up thousand times more than our commitment. So this kind of telephone conference, whoever in, I am very admire, and because of you, we can bring thousand times stronger power and spirit from God and from spirit world, from True Father and True Mother. Thank you, Kelly. God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Kim. I was thinking also about mother's age. My own parents are in their 70s, younger than mother, but her traveling, all over the world constantly, I can't imagine how difficult that is, and to see her persevering through that, and the letters that we mentioned, that kind of perspective is brought into the letters as well, as remembering how hard True Mother's working and how every morning every night offering devotion in between all of this busy schedule that she has. So thank you, Dr. Kim. Thank you for your support of us. And we're so grateful for your love and your guidance. So now we have another wonderful uncle, older brother, superpower leader, Reverend Dunkley. And I just want to give him an extra shout out. You know, this weekend I was feeling very stressed and overwhelmed with all the things that we're working on. And Damien spoke to me about something else, but somehow, you know, because of like his clear alignment, he just like picks up on things and knows exactly what you're going through and speaks to that. And yeah, he's that kind of leader, and really I walked away from that conversation feeling so loved and empowered and challenged in the right way. So thank you, Damien, and we're really grateful to hear from you tonight. The floor is yours.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Kayleigh. Thank you, Dr. Kim. Thank you, everybody on the call. Which way shall I take this? So many different ways. Yeah, Kayleigh, first, again, props back to you. And also all of you on this call. And I found myself wanting to say, you know, what would you guys do if all first generation left or died this week? And then I thought, no, that's probably too heavy a way to start the call. That's exactly what Kayleigh doesn't want me to say, because the sense of, you know, providential burden is not something you all want to carry on your shoulders, is it, Gino? But what if, right? I'm not really saying that, but what if? It's okay, Jennifer. Why I'm saying that is because this is really your world. I just had lunch today in Newark with a couple of new contacts that have attended the last two prayer breakfasts. Each prayer breakfast was about 300 people, one in Jersey, one in New York, and they attended both of them. And they want to help us activate in Newark. And I asked them, so what did you think of the prayer breakfast the last 2 weeks? And they said, we're really blown away. We're blown away primarily by how many people you're able to bring together from different areas, different groups. And props to young first gen. I include myself as a young person as well, by the way, so I'm not going anywhere. But I asked, you know, is there any improvement? How could it be better? And Lisa said, well, there is one way you could really improve the prayer breakfast. I said, yeah, what? Tell me. And she said, well, you know, you have all those young people and they're doing that dance, which is really great, but it would be even better if we could hear from one of them from the stage. She said, we want to hear what they have to say. We want to hear what the young leaders are thinking and doing and want to do. Amen, Mika? Amen. So, you know, that's why you're already doing that. And, you know, so many of you have already done that and are doing that. But if Dr. Kim's still on the call, I think we need to prepare for that. So the next prayer breakfast, we should have, you know, a young YCLC representative. We actually did have like announcement level, but we should really hear the passion, you know, like a little Josh Holmes speech, or a little, you know, maybe a Jennifer Pierce speech, or maybe a Sunwa Reiner talking about the importance of music ministry, or maybe, you know, Natasha, right? Maybe you want to come up and say, well, this is what I see happening and this is what I care about. Yeah, we've got a prayer breakfast coming up with YCLC. Sure, absolutely. And we're going to support that. But we need that young energy among the senior class, and not just in the form of dance. Are you with me on that? All right, I'll bring it to the leadership team. Maybe I can pull some strings. You never know. I know people in high places. So I just share that with you to let you know how much I can see Dr. Kim totally inspired by you guys. And yes, we're having, you know, we hear reports about dreams. And, you know, the other thing I see Dr. Kim sometimes even move to tears many times is for those elder members who have been serving and giving and sacrificing for like 2 decades while no one's watching and no one knows, and yet still they're out there loving and somehow trying to create a foundation for breakthrough. And you know, we have these type of precious elder members around the country, and in large part it's thanks to them that we have any relationship with a lot of these clergy in the first place. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, let's really understand, nobody's going anywhere. We are a family, we are a team. We need up, down, left, right. We need young, we need senior. And let us show up together confidently, knowing that God is working with us if we show up. You know, if we show up. And like Kayleigh said, Dr. Kim's encouraging us just to show up and be ready to be guided by the Spirit what to do, you know. And one of the things I mentioned to Kayleigh on the call she referenced is that as you rub shoulders with clergy or with YCLC, partners, or with other people that we're trying to reach out to, please be encouraged by your preparation. You might not appreciate or understand sometimes, but know that each of us are connected to True Parents. We are the fruit of True Parents' works. I remember saying this like last month, but don't be discouraged by the fact that you are the fruit of True Parents, or don't feel burdened by the fact that you are the fruit. You are a blessing to the world because of True Parents, no matter how difficult your life may seem or what choices you've made until now. Your heart is in the right place to be here, part of this team, and just showing up gives God an incredible foundation to work with. Okay, so if you show up, if you work together, God will show you, Holy Spirit will work, and don't be intimidated by anybody. Okay, let me share this with you. Yesterday, after church, one of the members asked Dr. Kim a question. He said, Dr. Kim, what's going to happen for the next 7-year course from like after 20, or what's going to happen after 2020? And Dr. Kim spoke about, still we have to see how mother's guiding. But Dr. Kim said his sense is that over the next 7 years through 2028, we're going to see mother paying a lot of attention to the substantial structure of Cheon Il Guk. And if you're paying attention to these letters that Jinil mentioned from Dr. Yoon, if you're paying attention to what mother's doing, if you're paying attention to all these sectors of the organization that mother is opening up and putting people in charge of in order to manage all sectors of society, you can see we're not just talking about how to get new church members. We're building a structure of Cheon Il Guk, a national structure or a worldwide governance structure, right? And it reminds me of, some of the episodes of The Crown. If you see The Crown, the TV show, you've got the prime minister who's elected, and then he has to come and meet the Queen. And then the Queen says to the prime minister, I ask that you form a government in my name to represent my people. This is a tradition of how the Commonwealth is run. We have the monarchy, but we have an elected parliament run by a prime minister. Why was I thinking about that? Well, because the Sunday morning Gaudible, in that Gaudible, Father was mentioning, I think it was Father's words, mentioning about the 3 stages, Old Testament, New Testament, completed Testament, bearing relevance to the era of brothers, then New Testament era of parents, and then completed Testament era of kingship, sovereignty, right? Anybody do Gaudible on Sunday? You with me? So then I was thinking about this question and Dr. Kim's answer, and I was thinking about Korea, North-South Korea. Are we going to unite North and South Korea? Yeah, God is going to unite North and South Korea, have no doubt. I mean, people who don't know the divine principle, whether it's, business people, politicians, everybody knows it's going to happen. The question is, centering on what will it happen? Will we unite North and South Korea centering on North Korea? Or South Korea? Or Japan? Or America? What do you think God's idea of uniting North? I think God is thinking of uniting North and South Korea centering on True Parents. So then I started to wonder, it's like, what if North and South Korea united as new heavenly Korea centering on True Mother, True Parents, right? And what if mother, I mean, I'm not saying this is what's going to be, but what if mother were to be recognized as the queen, the realm of sovereignty, the realm of kingship, right? I'm just saying, you know, don't spread it like a rumor. I'm just asking you to pray about it. You know, what would it look like? You know, right now when Dr. Kim flies to Korea and he flies on United through San Francisco, it's a really long trip. And then Il Guk will help him, maybe in a rented car, take him to, you know, Cheonpyeong, right? But if mother was the queen of Korea and Dr. Kim was flying to Korea, I don't think he'd be traveling by car. He would be escorted by helicopter. He would be treated as a special emissary or whatever that would be to the Queen of Korea. And now you think that's fantastic, but actually that's how mother is already being treated in Africa. You understand? She's being welcomed by the head of state, and she's, you know, not just national level. If you read the letters, Dr. Yoon is explaining how it's continental level because international organizations are participating together in support of and in receiving the blessing and participating in the summit. So we're already beyond national restoration conversation in that sense. We're talking continental, and Dr. Kim on Sunday was talking how mother's really thinking about world restoration. So now you can start to understand the incredible significance of 30,000 clergy rally of hope to establish a heavenly unified world. Is it happening in Cape Town? No. Johannesburg? No. It's not even happening in Seoul. It's happening this year at the end of the 7-year course, mother's 7-year course since father passed, in America. 400 years after the first pilgrim touched his foot on American soil, on the foundation of 40 years investment of True Parents course in America to save America, centering on Christianity. At the end of the 40-day cosmic level Canaan course to establish a heavenly unified world. On the 40th day, she will take the stage in front of a number representing 30,000 clergy. 30,000 is also the number that Father always wanted from America, Sanwa. Father said, if you give me 30,000 members in America, I can save the world. We never got there. We never quite got there. So now this number of 30,000 to me resonates in my heart as a condition to restore that, as a condition to harvest the 40-year plus foundation of True Parents course in America, to celebrate the final year of the 7-year course since Father passing in preparation for True Parents' 60th anniversary and True Father's 100th birthday. Incredible. And it's happening here. So Israel and Judaism, the entire foundation depended on to serve the Messiah, to recognize the Messiah. By the way, the Messiah was going to be what? A king. A king. A king of what? King of Israel. What do we mean, like King of Israel, like singing it in a hymn? Oh, precious King of... No, an actual king of Israel who would have been recognized by who? Caesar. The Roman Empire would have recognized him as the king of Israel. He would have spoken at the Senate. He would have been able to expand the foundation through the Roman Empire. This is very real. That all of that was lost. Christianity, 2,000 years, centering on preparation for what? The Messiah. True Parents are the Messiah. Guys, True Parents are not a pretty photo on the wall that your parents kept bowing to too early in the morning as kids. This is the Lord of the Second Advent. Somehow you are lucky enough to be alive and born at this time. Not just kind of born at the time, born because of the Messiah. Incredible. Incredible. And the entire purpose of the last 2,000 years of Christianity is for this time, not any other time. And the last 400 years centering on America and Christianity, like Judaism and Israel, joined at the hip. You can't have one without the other. And if America were not to accept True Parents, centering on Christianity, we don't need Christianity, we don't need America. We have to start with a third Israel. But guess what? Second Israel is going to do it. Second Israel, centering on True Parents, working finally with Christianity because of your parents' investment and sacrifice and our worldwide movement and all of the work of True Mother in this time. We can harvest this now. This is what's happening. It's incredible just to witness, let alone to be on the call. I mean, this is incredible. This is absolutely mind-blowingly incredible. So you might have doubts or a foggy mind about it, or you might be really clear about it. But I promise you, if you take the even baby steps just to invest, show up at the next thing, you know what to do, God will guide you and open our eyes together. This is absolutely incredible. So we're getting ready for a heavenly unified world breakthrough. And we know there's lots of work to do. And there's lots of great people that we're meeting. By the way, the people I had lunch with asked me, would the leader of YSP be interested in tapping into $5 million federal funding? Because I know how to do it. So the money is there. The resources are there. We need to think of ourselves as being on par with the mayor of the city, with the governor of the state, with the president of the nation. These are the people you went to school to get your degree to meet one day, to be one day, right? So it's not just our little church. Our church is like this incredible nuclear love bomb power that right now, the time we're tapping into all the investment that God and True Parents made, and it's going to explode and we're going to take over. However many days, months, years it takes, that's the game that we're in. And honestly, it's happening so fast, I can keep up with myself and everything to hold on to Dr. Kim and Mother, but we're all doing our best. And that's all we can do. God's doing his 95, we do our 5. And if we're doing the right 5, then it's easy. So that's 15 minutes. Dr. Kim said everything in 3 minutes. He's really much greater leader than me. I'm sorry, I have to learn how to get my speech in 3 minutes. I'll pass it back to you. I love you all. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you here on the East Coast. For those of you that are in warmer climates, we love you and we'll do anything we can to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's give Reverend Dunkley a round of applause. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Damien.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Damien. I was talking to somebody also today. You know, there are moments, I mean, even just a few months ago, me feeling pretty foggy, as you said, about the Providence and not being able to answer questions like, you know, why are we having a rally and what do these different things mean? But the advice of just showing up is so important. It seems so simple, but my own experience is it's life-changing. That showing up and trying something new is how God is guiding us. So thank you for that guidance. I think each of us can work on that in some area. You know, there's something that's coming up for you as you hear that advice that we may have been avoiding or may not want to even talk about. But the next opportunity we have, I think it's a good chance for us to take that advice and show up, and let's see how God can work in our lives and show us and connect us. But tonight also, we're going to have a chance to just break out into small groups and share a bit together. But before we do that, I wanted to make a few updates here. Oh, yes, if anybody has any questions here, sorry about that. I wasn't sure, Damien, if you had more time for us tonight, but anybody have any questions before we move on? All right, we'll let it go. We'll see what happens. So, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I was really stressed out this weekend, particularly because this coming weekend on Saturday, we have our first YCLC programs. And I've been sharing about YCLC a bit, and if you're not plugged in, it's the Young Clergy Leadership Conference. Here's the website, very nifty website. And on Saturday, we have these 2 prayer programs, one in New Jersey and one in New York, and we have a pretty small goal of 50 people at each prayer program. But this is so new for me. It's so new for our generation to be responsible for a number like this, solely responsible by ourselves. And I was really wondering, like, are we going to get any result? There's a lot of love and trust and investment into us right now, but can we bring some results? And last night I had this amazing meeting with the team that's been mobilizing for YCLC in Connecticut and New York and New Jersey. And they're all doing fantastic. I mean, they're bringing the numbers. We've got, at least 20 young Christian leaders or active young adults in Christian communities that are planning to attend each of these prayer programs. And while that may seem small in comparison to this goal of 30,000, I really realize that this whole process is about us being activated in this realm of the providence. And so Damien started his talk with quite a challenging concept of what would we do if our elders all disappeared and suddenly we were responsible. And it's a funny idea, but it's actually an extremely scary idea to be solely responsible for the success of the providence. Our elders and our parents are so dedicated, and many of us still have our walls and things that we don't want to get involved in or don't want to bother with, or our frustrations that can be blocking points. But I'm realizing this whole YCLC realm is a chance for us to be activated, to take that next step so that we can actually be the owners of the providence, that we can take the lead, that we can have our voice to share and make an impact on the world substantially. So if this is an area you're interested in getting involved in, please let me know. We're happy to have your support. We've been having these mobilization calls. Even if you're not connected in the Subregion 1 area, it's about sharing your own stories, about reaching out to Christian churches and what that experience is like. And when you share with others and hear other people's story, it really motivates you to try harder and to be committed to whatever goal that you've set out for yourself. And a few other great things that are going on is, as we've mentioned, we have all these Young Tribe programs that are happening. And the deadline for these programs, there's the Young Tribe Week and the Young Tribe Weekend. The deadline to register for those is December 15th. So it's just 2 weeks away, very short time. Make sure that you can register for that ahead of time. And we also this weekend, if you didn't see, we launched these new youth performances. Here's the link here, yayam.familyfed.org/performance. And I know we all love Muchokan, and it's been a long road, and we've all danced it a million times, and it's beloved by so many. But I'm also really excited about what we're offering at the rally this year. And we're offering 2 performances. Here's a fun, awkward video of Sun Hua and I explaining the performances. But the idea here is we've got a new dance to Tongil, a song that we all know is like the rock version of Tongil. There's even going to be a little Tongil rap mixed in there by Yuji. And there's this new dance. You can watch it and learn it here. It's pretty simple, easy to pick up. But it also really, it's made by Betalina Miller. She's a young unificationist from Maryland. And to me, it's so perfect because it represents our generation. And I feel like we can be really proud of this offering. At the same time, we're singing this original song, Mother Dear by Mi-young Eaton. And I mean, how awesome is it that we're singing an original song by our own sister who lives in New Jersey? And it's a beautiful song connecting to Mother, and we're going to sing it in a choir style. So we're encouraging everyone to learn the dance and learn the song. And if you learn the dance really well, and even not so well, you can be a part of the competition to win a scholarship. All you have to do is take a video of yourself practicing the dance and post it on social media and tag the appropriate tags, and you'll get entered into a drawing to receive a scholarship to either the Young Tribe workshops or a high school workshop that's happening over winter break. So lots of exciting things are happening. Also CARP here, they have some scholarships. If you are a CARP member, you don't have to be a CARP leader. You can apply to get a scholarship for the Young Tribe programs that are going on. Lots of exciting things. So we're really grateful to have so much going on, even though it feels crazy right now. I know I feel really crazy in my mind, and I feel like I'm missing a bunch of things here, but I'm really grateful for everybody's involvement. And even, I like what Dr. Kim said, it was so cute. I hope I can say that. He said, all of you who are on this call, I admire you. And it's because of you that, we can take things to the next level. And that's really touching to me, that even just us showing up on this call, making that extra effort to connect to what's happening in the Providence. It's a constant battle for me every day to find the right resources and make the effort and put my heart into it so that I can really feel connected and answer authentically when I'm asked a question about what your mother is doing and what's happening in the Providence. So that's what the purpose of this call is. And for all of you who are showing up faithfully, I'm so grateful for that you are an extension of this spiritual line that we're making to our true parents and to what's happening in the Providence. So with that said, we are going to have a breakout, groups of 3 or so. What I want to do is just encourage you to share about whatever's coming up from this call for you. We heard from Dr. Kim, we heard from Reverend Dunkley. I shared a few things and announced a few announcements. But this is your chance just to check in with your brothers and sisters about what's going on with you in this area and this realm. It's really wonderful to meet and connect with each other. So when you get the invite, press OK or accept, and we'll take about maybe 7 minutes just to check in with each other, and we'll come back and close in prayer. Have a good sharing, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks to those who didn't ditch the call once we had breakout rooms. Not calling anyone out. Before we close, I wanted to just hand the screen over to Sunhwa. You know, Sunhwa is our fire admin, but she's so much more than an admin. She is keeping things going. She's the one who has put together everything for our youth performances. And I just wanted to let her share a bit, and then she'll close us out for tonight.
Thanks, Kaylee. Yeah, I felt very inspired, especially Damien, what you shared about this being an incredible time that we're living in, and just feeling a lot of power through that. If you don't know me, I've been a music teacher for the last 3 years, and I decided to take a year off to dedicate to service, and have been actually working very closely with Damien and the Family Church of New York City to build up a music ministry, and have been so blessed to be able to be part of the YAM team, and also very involved with this youth performance, as Kaylee shared. And so actually, I also wanted to post all the links that were mentioned in the announcements. And so one thing that I did want to mention as well is with this new offering, this dance and song that we're going to be offering as youth on December 28th. I feel incredibly inspired because it's a completely American youth offering, right? And it's all coming from our youth. The original song is beautiful. We performed it once at church service, and we've been working very closely with some amazing people who've been arranging it and creating an orchestration, and it's going to be really beautiful. And with this new dance as well, I know for me, I'm not a dancer, and so when we went down there to work with Betalina, I was kind of just there for moral support, but she pulled me in to help with the video, and I wasn't expecting to have so much fun, but surprisingly I really did. And I think with the type of energy that we're bringing, especially with our American culture, I think that in itself will be really moving. So I hope all of you will check out the performances and just have a lot of fun with it. I mean, that's really what it's all about, that we're all doing that together. So I want to thank, everyone for Dr. Kim, Damien speaking, and Kaylee, and everyone on this call. So I will.
Can we all just take a minute and thank Sunhwa? You guys, she has been staying up all night, getting stressed out, working hard.
Thank you, Sunhwa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now
I
that
feel very loved.
Now that you're filled up with love, you can close us out in prayer.
All right. Please join me in prayer, everybody. Dear Heavenly Parent, your parents, good evening. I want to be able to close out this Monday's Empower Hour, where we were able to be joined by Dr. Kim and Damien to be sharing about what Mother is doing in the world, but really how you are working through all of us as well, and that we're living in this really important and unique time. And right now I feel incredibly empowered and just so thankful and so blessed. We just had celebrated Thanksgiving, and I think all of us have been reflecting on what we can be grateful for. And right now I feel really filled with gratitude for everyone here, all these young leaders in every aspect that it can be. And I really feel like this is that you are calling on all of us, on me and on everyone here, to be able to give as much as we can, give everything we can and even more. And I really hope that everyone on this call and everyone who couldn't join this call tonight can feel that through you and through your love and through each other's love, and that we can raise each other up, we can empower each other, and that everything we do is in that vein through your love that you've given us. So thank you, God, and thank you, true parents, for all of this. And I report this in my name, Samhal Reiner, and all our names here, Aju.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
God bless.
God bless.
Bye.
Oh, Arthur.
Oh.
Arthur.
So cute.
He wants to hang up. Bye.